It was my birthday last week, so I headed up to Northamptonshire to Core Bike Show. I decided what better way to enjoy my birthday than basically nerding out for the day, looking at new bikes, components, and talking to some really cool people. Naturally, I filmed a lot whilst I was there, but instead of just showing you a video of all the new high-tech bikes and all that sort of stuff, I feel like for myself and you guys, what would be more interesting is actually what sort of stuff that I see on my trip that would be relatable to old bikes. So today's video is all about resto-modding. But what is resto-modding? In a nutshell, resto-modding is all about restoring an old thing, like vehicles and cars. Like that's kind of where it came from, where essentially you restore it to its original pristine appearance, but you update it with some modern kind of modcon type stuff. So in the bike terms, decent brakes, good drivetrain, comfortable seats, that sort of thing. So we've just finished the cheap bike build off. That was very much a dirty parts bin build, which I love doing, and I had a few comments saying that that's your favourite kind of builds. But the thing that I really like riding the most is actually the resto mod builds that I do. For example, like this one. It's a pretty old frame, nice and crusty, but I've basically modernised it with a decent group set. This had fairly decent wheels on it as well, saddle, cockpit, and so on. So all those componentry that makes the bike actually a fully bike are modernised to make it more comfortable and a bit more nicer to ride. So let's head round Core Bike. I'm going to show you some of the brands that I spoke to, some of the products I saw, and things that I feel like will help you better understand what kind of things to get for your bike if you are planning to do your first resto mod. If you're someone who's done resto mods hundreds of times before, this video still might be related for you because there's a lot of new products on here and some products you may not have seen. So let's get on with it and go and look at the first product. So the first thing is handlebars. Handlebars are a really nice upgrade to do to any bike, especially when it comes to commuting or kind of touring type riding. Having something that's super comfortable, if you're a flat bar kind of guy, is really important. My go-tos have always been and will be for probably a long time the Ritchie Coyotes. I like the sweep, they feel quite nice on the way my wrists land on them, and they're just super comfy. An alternative to that is one of the ones I saw at the show, which is the Gusset Beard Bar. The sweep's slightly different, but essentially they are the same bar. The big thing with the Beard Bar though is the chrome finish. I think it's a little bit nicer. When it comes to the cockpit as well, I headed over to DMR. DMR have supported the channel for a very long time now, and it's been very useful because they make the best grips and pedals in my opinion. I've always liked them, I've liked them even more now, and I use them on every single bike. DMR recently released the Gridlock grips. I've actually had some on my cargo bike for a little while now. I can't remember how long I've had them for, but they're super comfortable, really squishy compounds. I use V8s on pretty much all my bikes, pedals that is. They do have the kind of classics, which are a slightly chunkier one if you are looking for something that's resto-moddy new but kind of has that old style to them. But I also wanted to give a shout out to the V6s. The V6s are really lightweight, like nylon pedals. They also come in some really bright colours if that's your thing. People who have followed me for a while know that the best group set that is available is the Microshift Advent X. I've said it before. For me, the reason for that is one, it's not crazy expensive. You can get them at a reasonable price for what they're capable of doing. They're made extremely well. I trash mine. I do not treat them well. I run them as hard as I can, and they're on bikes that usually get smashed about in the shed and stuff. But most importantly, I've always, from the second I ever first bought one, found them very easy to set up. So if you are someone who is building bikes and doing resto mods and stuff like this, Microshift make really user-friendly group sets. There's some group sets out there that I'm not going to go into details with, that like I had to like look up stuff, and like, you know, especially when it comes to modern things, that sucks. So Advent X have always been one of those ones that's just like tick for me. So when I spotted Microshift were there at Core Bike Show, I went straight over to have a chat to Brian all about the new Microshift MX. Now, this isn't a review of the MX because I've not actually tried it properly yet. I've seen it, I've learnt lots about it, and it is sick. One of the big things is the fact that it is now designed to basically be a direct competitor with the most high-end mountain bike group sets in that kind of bracket. But the price range, and I can't tell you the exact price off the top of my head when I'm making this, but it is still reasonably priced compared to anything else. I think right now Bike Packing and Radivis all have articles about this group set, so it's worth going to check them out. I'm hoping to get one very soon, and I will definitely have it on one of my bikes. But group sets are one of those things that are very kind of a little bit Marmite in ways, like you either love it or hate it. There's certain group sets that I just can't get on with, and I know people will love them and will never change from anything up to anything else. And I guess I'm the same with Microshift. I really like the Advent X, and I'm extremely excited to see the MX coming out soon. Now, the last couple of things I wanted to talk about are all kind of accessories and things just to elevate your experience of your new bike. Yeah, elevate your experience. But another thing that's important when it comes to resto modding and building bikes in general is good maintenance products, grease, cleaning, lubes, those sort of things. And big support of the channel for a long time are Juice Lubes. Now, I talk about Juice Lubes constantly because, one, they're super good people, they look after me very well, and they have very good products. They've just had a massive refresh of all their labels and designs and stuff. There's some really cool looking products or packaging coming out very soon, but they do have a brand new bike wash. I'm going to get my hands on this very soon and try it out and see how good it is. But the main thing for me was the way it looked. Proper gloopy, like a big green slime, which was really cool. And for anybody who remembers Goosebumps when they were a kid, Rob told me that's what their kind of the thinking was around the slime on the logo and stuff, which was really, really cool. So massive shout out to Juice Lubes as always. If you are into trying out some Juice Lubes, go and chat to your local bike shop, and if they don't have it, send them Juice Lubes' way and they'll sort them out. So when it comes to accessories and things to add to your bike, I could probably make a whole video on it. There's so much to look at and choose from, but these are kind of my favorites and the best presented there. So everybody loves an R-Saver. R-Savers make some really cheap and simple to use mud flaps basically that go underneath your seat. Since then they have developed loads of different versions of them. The Wind Wing, that was really hard to say, is obviously a big new product for them. I've used these on a few bikes now and I think they're really, really, really good. They do have a mountain bike version which I think came out last year now, which is a slightly bigger one. There's definitely use for that in my arsenal, so I think I need to pick up some of those. But right next to R-Savers, and I didn't get a chance to ask anybody, I don't know if they're involved in R-Savers in any way in shape or form, but there were these things which are the Bumbinos. They're essentially R-Saver type style mudguards for kids bikes, but they have these insanely cool graphics on them. That's all I need to say about them. They're very, very cool. If that's something you need for your child or your life, they're amazing. I also got a chance to chat to my friends at Hiplock. Hiplock have also been a supporter for the channel for a very, very long time. We talked a bit about the locks that they have and things that I've been doing recently. One of the things we talked about was actually the Z-locks. Z-locks are the reason I heard of Hiplock in the first place. It was the first product I ever purchased myself, and they're the little zip ties, the reusable zip ties basically for like locking up your helmets to your bike and stuff like that. I talked about how much I love those things, and they've actually sent me an incredibly huge box full of them because I said what I like to do is carry a bunch of them in my bag. So if you ever see me in the street, ask me and I will give you one. I have tons of them. They're all in my bag most of the time. So another reason to come and say hello. Now, Ortlieb had probably one of my favourite displays in the whole show, which is one of their bags in essentially a rain machine. Is that what you would call it? Which was really, really cool to look at. I stood there and filmed it for far too long, but it was really cool. What was also really cool is they give you a chance to kind of decorate one of your own bags. This is my one. It has a banana on it and a label that says those words on it, which I'm not going to say out loud. But this is essentially one of their panniers. Their normal panniers, you've got the holes in the back you can see, but this one hasn't passed their quality checks. I can't for the life of me see how on earth it hasn't passed a quality check. It's perfect, but that's basically what they were using for, which I thought was really cool. So it's now like a tote. Sick. Spent some time with Shorby as well, catching up with an old friend, and we talked about the new click valves. If you don't know what the click valves are, they are these little things. They're essentially little valve cords that you replace, and they have a new pump fitting, essentially, is the thing that's changed. Instead of having to unscrew this or have different fittings for different types of valves, it just kind of clicks, and it's super satisfying. It's like super satisfying. They essentially make them for different types of valves, so there's everything's covered, and you can replace them, essentially retrofit, resto-mod, see that? Yeah. Your old inner tubes into a more modern one, which I think is really cool. I have a bunch of those, and I'm going to be putting them on all my bikes, so expect to hear a lot more about those in the future. So the last one is an honourable mention. The reason for that is the fact that the product that I want to talk about isn't really compatible with old bikes, but hear me out. I spent some time with some new friends at Restrap. You've probably seen recently that they've just released a brand new rack called the Switch Rack, and it essentially is a rack that mounts straight onto a through axle, hence the reason it doesn't work on old bikes, and then goes onto the seat, either the seat post or the seat tube. The mechanism they use to actually attach bags and stuff is the same mechanism from Hip Lock that they use on their Switch Lock, which for my little world was very, very cool. But they spent some time to show me a load of different accessories, including a cradle that essentially goes on top that has a little bottle opener on it, which was extremely important. But this is now out in the world. It's a very nice product, very well made, and extremely well priced as well. I did obviously ask, is it just going to be for through axles? And all I know is they haven't ruled out any other options yet. So maybe, give it some time, we'll be able to put them on the retro bikes as well. Cool, and that very nicely brings us to the end of the video. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we have just finished the cheap bike build off. That means I am now free to build whatever I want with whatever I want. That means the next video, whenever I've finished making it, is going to be all about my hard rock that I built years ago. When I first built that bike, I'll be honest with you, I didn't have the money and the parts to build it how I wanted to, or I didn't give it the build that it maybe deserved. So I finally got to a point in my life where I'm like, I've got so many parts and so many cool things that I want to build it kind of the very opposite to the cheap bike build off. I'm going to go all in, all the cool products I have, I'm just going to go crazy on it, and it started today. That's a little glimpse of where it's going so far. So if you're interested in seeing that build be finished, that'll be the next video out on the channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, now is probably your time. You can do it by hitting that button just there. It's absolutely free and it helps me out a bunch. And if you can't wait until the next video, that one up there is a particularly good one.